Today I went to the zoo. Come, take a walk with me and maybe learn a thing or two for once in your stupid life. This is the Bronx's own Bronx Zoo. The perfect place to let the kids run free for a few hours so you can finally get some work done. I figured it would also be the perfect place to check out one of Hollywood's latest blockbusters, but unfortunately the theater was closed today. This exhibit was also closed, but they forgot to tell the fish. They seem very concerned about poaching in this exhibit. I don't think they have much to worry about, even if this glass isn't bulletproof. Here is the snow leopard exhibit. But today there's snow leopard at all. Today there's snow leopard at all. But have no fear, the snowy owl is here. Unfortunately, due to budget cuts, they had to combine this exhibit with the dead mouse exhibit. This here is the daisy exhibit. A lot of real estate for one little flower, in my opinion, especially in the time of budget cuts. But then again, I learned everything I know about zoo design from Zoo Tycoon for PC. So maybe I'll just leave it to the experts. After all, they certainly get a lot right here at the Bronx Zoo. For example, they placed the American bison enclosure here because it's just a short stampede to the office. Lucky for them, they had the day off. What's more, the zoo issues one pocket knife to all guests, included in the price of admission, in case any of the animals escape, and to carve your initials in the beautiful bamboo forest. Look, even a certain former president has visited. Then again, I strongly disagreed with the zoo's decision to gate off this hole. I want to see what's going on in there. Show me the hole! But at least they left open the dole hole. For an extra $5, guests can doze off with the doles in their hole, which I politely declined as I prefer to get my sleeping done in the nighttime. They decided to get rid of trash cans here at the Bronx Zoo, so guests are encouraged to toss their shit, well, just anywhere. Hello. Oh, and to you too. Ah, the ocean. The great blue yonder. How many more of life's mysteries have we yet to discover in its boundless expanses? Excuse me. Now it's time to enter the world of birds. But if you ask me, it's more like a world of turds. I'm sure you're all too familiar with bird dung, but did you know they piss about 100,000 times as much? Some more than others, and some even more than that. But it's okay because it all evaporates up into the clouds, and that's how rain is made. Much like human toddlers, these birds are on a strict dry cereal diet. To keep them complacent, the zoo occasionally treats the birds to a little privacy, but sharp-eyed guests can still get a glimpse of them munching down on a bowl of Lucky Charms. Birds hate the world of birds, but they stay because the money's too good. I relate to their feeling of being ogled all day. You should hear some of the taunts hurled my way when I pass a construction site. A number of the birds try to escape.
Oh my god.
To no avail. I considered aiding in their getaway, but it appears that that is against the rules, and I have a lifelong fear of getting in trouble. I also deeply relate to the birds' compulsion to create art in, from what I can tell, is a desperate attempt to come to terms with the prison that is this mortal plane. You wouldn't know it from the video, but this bird is the cock of the rock. A lot of people think birds only smooch with bees, but they also like to smooch with other birds. Other times they just like to sit and chit. I myself sat and chat with this crane for quite a while. First, I asked if it'd be alright if I filmed him for this documentary, but he said he didn't want any part of that John Wilson hack bullshit. I was like, come on, man, I'm an admirer of John Wilson's shorts, but I've embarrassingly never seen an episode of the HBO show. Besides, I think it's clear I'm going for something a little more joke-forward, a la a DJ Doug Pound or Brendan and Corey video, or, something by Joe Pera. This led to an interesting discussion about influence and at what point it crosses over into theft, or whether any of it really matters. I mean, surely John Wilson and I both are influenced by, for example, the rawness and form of Kaveh Zahedi's work, or the performed, meandering naivete of David Byrne in True Stories, or hell, any one of a million other things. Nobody can help being influenced by what they like, or what they don't like for that matter. That's just the way it goes. I mean, even if you attempt to steal verbatim, you can't help but inject a little of yourself into the work, which automatically makes it new and unique, so who cares, Then the Crane started spewing some bullshit about copyright or some nonsense. Pfft, I said, copyright? Are we artists or are we lawyers? But he said he actually is a second-year law student. And I said, oh yeah, where do you study? Toucan? And he said, what? And I said, I don't know, I was trying to do something with UPenn. Give me some more time, I can think of something better. But he just called me a hack again, and a bullshit artist, and a few more choice things I don't really care to repeat. So I said, fuck this, I gotta go to the bathroom. And suddenly he got real serious, and he said, use the stall, avoid the urinal. I said, what? But he just repeated himself, use the stall, avoid the urinal. I was like, whatever, man, see you around. But you know what? He was right. Check out the flushing power on this bad boy. Wow. Speaking of cranes, which kind is your favorite? The red-crowned or the white-naped? I'm a white-naped man myself, but no hate to you red-crowned peeps. I respect it. Now, at this point in their visit, guests often think to themselves, lions, tigers, bears? Oh my, how trite! Where's the new stuff? Well, fear not. The Bronx zoologists have been hard at work in the lab creating all sorts of Mesozoic-inspired mutants for your viewing pleasure. Here's a few monstrosities now. Yuck. Now back to the classics, like ducks! 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 If you think the northern ponds are a gathering place for birds, you should check out the world of turds. Ducks! This goose is sporting the latest fashion trend around the zoo, the necklace, which was pretty humiliating for this swan who is still rocking last season's anklet. There was a lot of chatter at this exhibit about this lemur being Zoboomafoo. I didn't have the heart to inform everyone that Zoboomafoo sadly passed over a decade ago due to kidney failure. Now, I'd like to devote the next few minutes of the film to educate you about chemtrails, but I wouldn't like to get in trouble, so I guess you'll have to do your own research. I don't really remember exactly what this placard said, but I think it was the story about how these two unlikely weirdos became best friends. The placard here states that this bald eagle exhibit is actually a conceptual art piece meant to illustrate how, in the end, America will only find itself boxed in by its own imperialism. But I don't get it. I didn't really get the point of the squirrel exhibit either, because I got squirrels at home. Although I got emus at home too, and I liked looking at them all the same. Flamingos have been around for millions and millions of years, and frankly are sick of all of life's horrors. They are constantly trying to drown themselves, but are always chickening out. Or should I say flamingoing out. I went in this room and all I found was a brash banana. I'm sorry. Never too early to get some Christmas shopping done. And you'll also want to stop by the concession stand. Real New Yorkers know the Bronx Zoo has the best glizzy the city has to offer. And if you're lucky, you'll be guest number 69. After lunch, make sure to hit up the Mouse House. Nah, honestly, the Mouse House was pretty sparse. Now, when you find yourself by the tapir exhibit, make sure to pull over a moment so your wife can take a phone call and get an update on how your cat's oral surgery went. And once you get the all clear A-OK sign,
Wow.
you can move on to the turtles. Most turtles are very slow, but some are fast as shit. Some turtles like to swim, and others can't swim and will be stranded on logs forever. Much to consider. No, I think. Seems pretty nice to me. Humans are the cruel ones, I reckon. Like, check this out. Stupid pig. You're not supposed to be here. Get back to the farm. Have a shave, you hippie. See? The zoo talks a big game about stork conservation, but I have a feeling it's all a long-term plot to preserve the human race, thus ensuring an ever-growing number of ticket-paying adults. Ugh, capitalism, am I right? Well, that's the Bronx Zoo, my personal favorite spot in New York to look at Dr. Seuss-ass-looking crocodiles. You know, I think Baba Diem said it best. In the end, we will conserve only what we love, and we will love only what we understand, and we will understand only what we are taught. Thank you, Baba. And thank you, Zoo. Goodbye.